What's happening, everybody? We are back with the 63 today. Beautiful weather, brand new stuff. Yep, feeling good. Right now we're feeling good. We after the disaster we had in the back glass and dropped it and all that good stuff. We showed you on another video. It went in pretty easy. I was intentionally going to put this in myself, and then after that I said, I don't know about that. But what we're going to do, I had to patch up over on the top like I did here where we had a hole. So I left the old windshield in until I got done with that because of the weld splatter. I tried covering this up a little bit, and I mean, this thing's shot. Y'all always busted and cracked and scratches and whatnot. So D-lamb's going on in it, and it needs a new seal, but most of all, it needed a new windshield. But we got that in from AMD. The back glass came from AMD. I got side glass coming that's actually here from AMD. All the seals and kit, you know, that requires for the third window or little window repair and replacement. All new felts, rubbers, everything. So it's mid-March, and battle's coming up. What, latter part of May?
Mm-hmm.
And
we got 6 weeks of school left.
Yeah, 6 weeks of school.
Gonna be graduated.
And this guy's graduated, and it's time to figure out what he wants to do. So what we're doing today is taking this thing out. Got a razor blade, razor knife, and we just started basically cutting this thing out around the edge. And once we get it all cut out, we're going to just get this out of the way. If it stays intact, hopefully it will. We don't need any more glass to clean up after that other fiasco. So
yep.
Trying to get this out so that we can take a look at this metal around this seal, because I got a sneaky feeling that we may have to do a little bit of work on that. We got that piece in yesterday. It was kind of in bad shape, and we still got some stuff to do around the top. But I think what we're going to do is we're going to do Duraglass. So just fill in where we had done that work. We got to get that self-etching primer off because I'm going to go directly on metal with that. So I know there's 100,000 things back and forth. Don't put it on metal, do put it on metal, direct contact. But I've done like extensive research, and I'm going with the Duraglass against the metal, bare metal. They have rust inhibitors in those fillers now. So we've done that with the K10, and we haven't had any trouble with it. There's a couple of places where we put direct fiberglass against the metal, and I mean, it hadn't had any issues. So that's what we're going to do with this one. So anyway, it's not a $10,000 paint job that's planning to go on it, but we're going to get it where it looks good. If I can get it half the way that one looks, we'll be good to go, right?
That's right.
So anyway, we started this just basically sticking this knife under here, and I'm just leaving that kind of right here just to work it. Kind of pull out a little bit while you're cutting. It makes it a little bit easier to work with. And me being vertically challenged doesn't help the matter that reaching across, trying to cut. But you just kind of want to work it. Just like that. And basically we'll have that seal out of the way so that when we get ready to go inside, we're going to take it out from the top, just kind of bump it out, and get the top loose while we're holding the whole windshield, of course. But because I don't want it sliding across the hood and hitting something, busting a billion pieces. But it's a good chance it may break because it's just in so bad shape, y'all. I mean, it's messed up. But anyway, we're gonna try to be delicate with it, and I'm not like forcing that knife in. I'm just kind of just letting it cut. I don't want to press that glass too much with this metal. Once you cut it 3 or 4 times, it just comes off like that. So it's kind of brittle, but I'm not like I say, I'm not putting any pressure to it. I'm just letting the blade do the work. And after it cuts, you'll start seeing it just basically where it just wants to come off. If you can get a run going like I did on the top and kind of pull as you're cutting, makes it a lot faster, but we're not in a hurry. We got great weather for the next foreseeable week. And we had to put the truck cover over it on the back glass to keep it from raining in it. We did run into rain, and we'll do that with this too. I'm not planning on trying to get that in today just because of all the cleanup. Because I guess this came from factory and it's got silicone and all kind of stuff under it that I'm seeing. So we got to get all that cleaned up and just want to get it where it's not leaking water. And we can hopefully get this thing where we can put some windshield wipers on it. I got all that ordered from LMC. And new wiper blades, new wiper arms. We got one little issue right here with the little ear that sticks out on this wiper arm bar. It's seen its number of years. You know how these things get wore out. The wiper arm itself was kind of stripped inside, and I hot wired the wiper motor just to see if we had any juice going to it or if we needed to replace it. It's on the inside of the truck, but when we redone the wiring, this truck didn't come with switches or anything, so I had to just test it. I hot wired it directly to the battery out here to put some juice to it. Everything worked, so didn't have any crazy sound, so I'm thinking it's gonna be okay. But like I say, if it don't, I'm not planning on driving it much when it rains. Biggest thing is when we go out of town in May, we want to make sure we got some wipers. We got caught last year, as every year. Never fails. By Alabama, it rains every year, right?
That's right.
So, and it would, this year with it being, well, last year too, in Talladega, that's a good, almost a solid 2-hour drive for us if we're just kind of taking it easy. By the time you stop and get something to eat, you know, and everything. So, I don't want to get hemmed up in the rain. I mean, we can come back from Rain-X. I have done that. But anyway, that's what the gasket looks like gone, y'all. So we've got it clear everywhere that I can see now. So I guess the fun part is now to see if we can get it loose and set it out without breaking it. So I guess my game plan, Noah, we'll try to get it loose from the inside and just set it out here on the hood for now.
Right. What about this? What's this gasket still tucked up underneath it?
Or
does that just?
Well, it acts like a seal, but I do need to cut that. Yeah, that's where when we first got the truck, I put some
razor blade and get that.
This is just regular old black sealer gasket maker. We had a big hole here while we were driving it. I was trying to put some miles on it just to make sure everything was good with the motor and the transmission. And after we serviced the rear end and put new ball joints and stuff in it, you know, just trying to get it where it's okay to go down the highway.
We have no more Popeye's napkin blocking the wind.
Yeah, no doubt.
Right in a guy's face.
The only thing is going to be a lip right here when we set it out. So right here on the hood. So it's not going to be touching here and here. So that's going to be more prone to breaking it if we get it out. But
don't we need to like get this off though? Like these underneath the bottom, what I was saying?
This should, when we get in here, I'm going to have to open. That's another thing, y'all. Y'all want to open palm, no rings. Don't hit it with your knuckles or fist or anything. We're going to start working it out from here. So I'm gonna roll the windows down. We gotta work on that sticky door.
Anti-theft, kick it in there.
So what we want to do is
Oh yeah, she's loosey goosey, just like a tooth.
oh yeah, my magnet. Sorry y'all, DJI. We actually lost a speaker the other day like that, didn't we?
Yeah,
Touched the metal just now and it come off.
fell off.
That's what happened with the K10. We noticed the mic fell off in the carport and
About freaked out.
we couldn't find. We had flipped them around that day and turned the magnet out, so we couldn't find it. Got to looking and it was in the door jamb of the K10. It blended in perfect. Took us like an hour to find it. So, you know, magnetized. But
yeah,
we just started backtracking where we had it last.
like stuff happens, you know.
Anyway, what I want you to do is kind of hold your hand on the outside. All right.
I was gonna say, I think you need to do this side now.
Yeah, this side is really loose. So just kind of,
Let me come to that
all
side.
you gotta do is just hold it here just to keep it from falling down and hitting that metal.
Yep, I want that. This stuff is hot.
Need a glove?
Like 30,000 degrees. No, I'm good.
Yeah, that's something else you may want is
Oh yeah, too, fellers. We got some AC upgrades for the square body coming really soon. I went and got a bracket for my compressor, and a couple odd end things too. So y'all stay tuned for that. It's gonna be pretty good. It's gonna be super nice for Vega. Oh, there it is. It's loose. It is loose. Oh
right.
yeah, she's coming out. Yes, sir.
all right. What I want you to do,
We have lift off.
one hand here,
Okay.
one hand on the inside.
Whoa, that door's hot.
Probably need to get,
How are you?
just come around the door
Okay.
and let your body kind of, your hip be up against the door. And what we're gonna do is just pinch it with our hands kind of like this.
Mm-hmm.
We're just gonna easy set it right there.
Okay.
Kind of,
I got it. We're good.
all right.
It's resting.
Okay.
We did it.
I'm gonna hold this side.
Okay.
You come around the door, you can let it go. What we'll do is set it on the grass because I don't have anything really. Try not to grab up here
Okay.
because if it kind of breaks or something, it's gonna cut you.
Okay.
Let's set it a little further on the hood where we can get a better grip. I got this kill you antenna over here.
Move you guys out the way real quick.
Yeah, these antennas are nice, y'all, but if you ever jack up and fall on it, it's gonna impale you.
Yeah, you don't want that.
So just grab it
Okay, I'm good.
and let's go to the grass.
Okay.
I'll let you go. Don't trip over the cords.
Oh, we good.
I can set it right here, gently, where we don't break it.
There we go.
Wasn't too bad. All right. Now, get to see what kind of damage we got to fix. Hopefully, it would be so nice if we didn't have a lot to worry about. So we got a little bit. We need a wire brush and get this out of the way, it won't fall.
Actually, doesn't look as bad as what I thought.
No, I mean right here on both sides there's a little bit of, you know. But what I was trying to do is while I got this off, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna clean that back up.
Okay.
And then put that
It'll get us something to break that here.
fiberglass on there. See, we got right here where I did that replacement. I had went down below the gasket with that fiberglass. But I had intended on cleaning this up when we got the windshield out. And this is the reason I didn't take it to the glass shop to begin with, is just because I knew this was going to need to be cleaned before we have glass put in it. So, you know, and it doesn't look like it's that big a job as far as putting this thing back in, because from what I seen, and guys, I don't know how to do this. This was my first time doing this stuff. I watched Brothers on, like I say, Holly, on their website. You can go to on YouTube, and you can watch. I believe his name is Dave, and he does
guy.
all these repairs, y'all. So
yeah,
that's what I do. Like I say, I don't know how to do all this stuff, so I research, and I mean, I'm mechanically inclined. I think so. I mean, if they could do it, I could do it. So,
and you can do it at home too. We're just two guys out here. We ain't got nothing special.
nope.
Just got us a knife and a windshield, you know.
So what I'm gonna do now, I'm gonna go get the drill and the wire brush, and I'm gonna give it a good cleaning. And he mentioned on there about the high spots where you feel it, where it's sticking up, to grind that down. And I do see like where the pinch welds are here, a couple here, just where it needs to be cleaned up. And right here, we actually got some rust where it's went all the way through. Right here on this side, so that'll have to be, I'll have to fix that.
Yeah. I'm gonna get the guys in there so they can see.
Yeah, and I mean, it's some here on the dash where it meets up, but we're gonna leave it inside the truck just because I like the way that the patina looks inside the truck. That's the true patina, y'all. I mean,
that's what he's talking about, right?
Somebody painted this thing at some point, and I don't really know. It looks like it was originally white for the top, because this seal I don't believe has ever been taken off. So I'm assuming the top was white, original paint, which is what we was talking about over here. If you go down and start looking at the layers, we had brown, blue, gray, and then white, and then it's bare metal. So I'm guessing the gray was the original. Well, there's gray there under the white. So anyway, looks like it had primer, and the original color was white, which would match this right here around the windshield. That's what this should have been. And back during that time, most of these trucks were two-tone, so the top was one color, the bottom was another. But the cab, I mean, it was blue. The inside was blue. You can clearly see that, because I mean, somebody, when we got it, they had went over it with black. And I mean, this dash has been in here. You can see it's got oxide. It's metal oxide looking color, and then the blue, and then of course black over top of that. So, but what we're gonna do is just clean it up real good, vacuum it out, and we'll save y'all the headache of watching all that detail stuff. But that's like yesterday. I mean, I welded this in. It's a big hole here, and I just threw some etching primer over it to keep it from rusting, and I see it's already rusting again because it rained yesterday. But I'm gonna clean all this back up because I treated the inside with rust inhibitor, and I'm gonna try to clean all this back up and then put the fiberglass on it and do it like we done before. We didn't have any rust come back through, so, and then we'll shoot it with some I guess right now just some high build out of the can, because we're gonna try to change things up this time. We're gonna put the hypoxy primer over it like we did the K10, but we sprayed directly. We sanded that down, I think, if I remember right. We sanded it, scuffed it, which hypoxy primer sands like crap, and even several days afterwards. And we scuffed it and then shot it with the paint. We did the Eastwood single stage. It's got the clear all in one, and it turned out great. But you know, we had some falls. There were some spots where I should have fixed with welding instead of trying to patch it with filler, and it came back. So that's the reason we painted it last year, and then we actually screwed it up worse because of the rain. So we had it looking good to go to battle and everything, and it lasted probably what, 6 months.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, the paint's kind of, I say it's cheap. It's not that outrageous. Y'all can go to Eastwood and check it out. But this time around, we're gonna scuff it back up with 600 grit. We got a couple places to fix. Again, that we should have fixed originally with welding it, and we didn't. And we just kind of band-aided it up just to get, a decent job. And wasn't really planning on showing it, y'all. It kind of turned into that. And after you take it somewhere and you have a lot of response from it, you start going back and say, we can make this better. So after we had done everything with it, I mean, we resurrected it from the grave, right?
Oh yeah.
So now we got a little bit more time. We can focus on getting it dialed in a little bit better. That's what we're going to try to do with this one. We're not going to worry too much. We're trying to do body work and all this stuff before the show, because we're going to take this one like it is up to Talladega. We'll have new glass in it, and we'll have windshield wipers, but everything else has been tried and tested. So once we get past that show, we'll get back to this one, and we're going to try to replace the front fenders and get started on the body work. I mean, that's going to be a process, because this dude's got imperfections everywhere. I still got to pull dents out. We're going to have to weld something there, try to get this out. You can't get to it the inside of the door, so a lot of detail work, a lot of body work, as it was of this other one. I don't know how many hours I got in it, but at one point we got aggravated, or I did. It just wasn't straight, so I just skim coated the whole truck and started over, and went through probably a gallon from Eastwood to contour body filler. I mean, it's not all body filler. We sanded it back down, guide coated it as we needed it, but it did fill in those imperfections. So it did have a little bit of filler in it, not a whole lot.
And it's straight.
And it's pretty straight.
Yeah.
And talking with some guys, putting that paint over top of that epoxy, I think that's what caused a lot of the. It's clear, but it kind of has an orange peel look. Even though it did have a little orange peel, we cut and buffed it, and it looked good, but it had a little bit of dieback, I think, and a little bit of shrinkage. And of course, we cut it again and buffed it, but I don't want to have to keep cutting and buffing. And I think that's one of the things with single stage paint you have to do, is like every year or two you have to end up doing that. And that's fine. I don't mind doing that because of cost savings, versus PPG paint or something. $500 a gallon's just out of my price point. We can get this stuff like 120, 130.
Yeah.
So I mean,
I think to have it at the house at your front door is 150.
Yeah.
I mean,
I think you can get the epoxy, the reducers, and the activators for less than $300 for all of it.
Yeah.
So at that price, I don't mind. And education is not cheap, y'all.
That's
right.
I
mean, regardless if you do it yourself or you're going to school for it or whatever. I mean,
you're gonna mess up first before you figure it out. That's what we did.
Yeah.
I mean,
so it's
I'm
one of those. I learn better hands-on. So if I screw up, and it don't look right, I'm gonna research. I'm gonna ask questions, and then that's where we're at now. And I've gotten better and better. So hopefully we can get this thing in this shed out here, get these walls up, and we'll have a controlled environment, which is
no bugs, moisture.
The bugs is not so bad.
The
rain
just
absolutely. That's a pain. So it never fails. If you want to do something, it's going to rain.
Got that Florida weather.
Rain on your parade.
Yeah.
But all right, I'm going to get the wire brush. Enough talking. Put y'all on time lapse, and we'll show you what it looks like when it's cleaned up. All right, guys, we worked on this windshield a little bit. I hit it with the wire brush and was going to vacuum it out, but it's always faster with the leaf blower. So I had patched this on another video, and the reason I didn't do any more detail to it, there's a hole there I need to fix too. Dang. The reason I didn't do any more to it as far as prep work to getting it like finalized, I just left it fiberglass. Was I knew I was getting this windshield out, and the way this thing comes in, you can't get in here in this little crack to try to sand. So I done what I could, but the Dremel is actually the best tool for this. Without when the windshield's out. When the windshield was in, I was doing some welding and stuff on the other side, messed the glass on up. But if you can get you a welding blanket or anything and put in here, you can use a large grinder and with a big, just a regular grinding blade. It's more like a cutoff blade, but it's not quite to that thickness yet. You can look in the stores and you'll see them, and you can turn it upside down and it'll fit right in this channel. But it's easier to get in here with the windshield gone with that, but you're going to sling stuff in, and we just put this new seat in, so we're trying not to sling sparks. The Dremel is more controlled, so you can turn it down as you need it, and this one was bad, messed up. So anyway, where I put the metal, I was trying to kind of eyeball this thing to get it where it would sit back up in there like it's supposed to when I put the new seal on, and I think we pretty well got it where we need it. I don't think it'll be an issue, but I was able to get up in here and actually finish taking the Dremel and contouring. You can cut this fiberglass with that Dremel, and it's just a grinding blade's all it is. But we just went up in here and kind of contoured it to match on the channel, like where it makes its contour, and then finished it up with 80 grit. But now we got fiberglass and we can go over it with our body filler. So we're going to probably clean this up real quick. That over there, I just put some fiberglass on. And like I say, the Duraglass is what I was trying to get. It's more for what I'm used to using. You can put it directly on rusty metal as long as you clean it up. And it's got rust inhibitors. But the Evercoat has got a product. It's pro grade. It's reinforced filler. It also is supposed to be, from what I read, directly on, yeah, it says, you remove your paint and all that good stuff. So, but if you read online more in depth, I'm not going to get into it right here, but it's for repairing rust spots and minor holes. So this is supposed to be, like I say, if you look it up, to be able to put over rusty areas to inhibit the rust from coming back. But we cleaned it up with the wire brush and I hit it with some 80 grit. So that's as clean as I could get it. And then we went over it with the fiberglass. And of course down here is where I just put this stuff. This was some more I had, but all the holes that was here a while ago, they're gone. So that looks pretty good. And touched up some of that rust scale right there around where the windshield's going to be, or the rubber's going to be. When we get ready to paint, we'll do like we did on the K10. We'll shove a 1/4 inch rope around the outer edge of that, and then it picks it up so the paint can get underneath that metal. And then when you pull that rope back out, your rubber lays back down where the paint was, so it looks like you took the window out to have it painted. We really didn't, but it works out pretty well. But over here on the driver's side, this is where we did the metal work yesterday, and I didn't catch that in time. If you catch this fiberglass right when you give it about 2 or 3 minutes after it sets up, you can hit it with the sandpaper normally and it'll come off a lot easier. I'm gonna let that right there set up a little bit, but if you catch it right before it starts to get super hard, you can kind of shape it with the sandpaper, and it's gonna fill your sandpaper up and it's gonna ruin it, but it's a lot faster than sitting here doing it that way. But what we're gonna do over here, just like I did over there, I'll take the Dremel and kind of go around here and contour, and then just do a kind of a smooth down on that. And we'll probably throw a little bit of body filler on while we got the glass out. It'll be a little easier to do. the body filler going over top of this fiberglass, it actually will it'll fill in those little tiny little holes that you can't see or that may be there, and then we'll probably hit it with some primer and just throw some. I think we got some black paint. I mean, at this point, it don't really matter what it looks like. I don't think, because I mean the truck's speckledy, so we're after one thing, and that's getting the windshield back in and getting it deburred. Y'all see me over here, I ground a lot with the Dremel. You can kind of just run your finger down it a little bit. Just don't run it too deep, because you'll do like I did and poke a hole in yourself. But you'll find those sharp edges. Just go ahead and knock those off with that Dremel. And it's mostly on these edges. The center part wasn't really anything. Right here is where the pinch weld is, so where this thing's put together. But we're gonna knock all that down, deburr it, and then like I say, we're not in a hurry trying to do this today, putting it back in. I want to kind of get all this done. I want to shoot it with some paint, and we're just gonna rattle can it, because I mean it's behind the gasket anyway. I'm not so much worried about this. I don't see any exposed metal. If there's any exposed metal showing, I'm gonna probably hit it with some primer or either some rust reform. I got some of that in the can also. But the main thing is, where we're putting this fiberglass, I'm gonna go ahead and stick a little bit over top of it just to keep the moisture from getting in it, and it'll help until I get time to paint it. So that part will be done, and we won't have to come back and do any kind of body work around where we've already put the brand new seal in, because it just makes it a lot easier when you get to it. When that thing's in, it's a pain. But just want to give y'all a look. Once we get done, we're going to run the sprayway glass cleaner around the whole seal area and clean it up really nice. And then what I'm going to do, I can't put it outside right now, but what we're going to do is set the glass inside in our bedroom, spare bedroom. We're going to go ahead and set that seal up around that window, because you're supposed to have it on, if you can, prior, you know, give it a couple days. And it kind of does like the back one did. Y'all seen when we taped it up, it'll contour to that glass. We're going to use painter's tape to hold it in place on the glass, and let it sit there for a couple days, or whenever I can get back to this, and then hopefully it'll conform to the glass and it won't try to fall out when we set it in. So it'll be a little easier to handle. We really should have probably already done that, because I've had the glass now for probably 2-3 weeks. So I should have let it set up and kind of contour to it, but it is what it is. We've just had so much other things going on. It is what it is. But anyway, I'm gonna get back to this, and I found another little pinhole, and like I say, we could weld that up, but the problem I'm having is this drip rail comes down here, and you know, 90% of these trucks that you find, all this is rotted out. So this one's actually, despite everything else that was on it problematic, this one's actually in good shape on the roof skin. It did have a hole on the top, and it wasn't all the way through to the inner layer, so I welded that back together. I actually put a piece of metal over it, welded that all in, and it's, you know, it's good enough for the metal work where we can fill it. But like I say, y'all, when we get ready to paint this, we're not going to be doing a show job. We're going to try to, you know, get it as straight as I can, of course. And I want to put as good a job down as I can, you know, paint wise. But if it, like I say, if it turns out like the K10, I mean, I'll be happy. It's going to be a big step over what it is now. And it'll get it all uniform color again. It actually, you know, it may not be a 5-footer or a 2-footer, but from 10 or 15 foot out, it's going to look pretty good, you know, I hope. But because we've done a lot of learning, and I've done a lot of trial and error, and gotten different guns, and we're going to have a different filtration system, and so we're going to dabble a little bit and try to change it up a little bit. But I mean, I think it's going to lay down pretty well, because that one laid down just amazing before the rain hit it the last time. And if we can do that again in a more controlled area, I think we'll be money. But the weather down here, it just sucks. I mean, like right now we got pollen, and we got some kind of, I don't know, I call them mosquito hawks, and every time they touch something wet, they rip a leg off, so it looks like you got hair and stuff. So we got to get something taken care of before we get into paint on the black truck because I don't want something like that happening. But anyway, I'm gonna get back to this. Just want to give you a rundown of what we got going on. Show you that over there. It turned out pretty nice, and I'm gonna hit it with that. I got some Eastwood contour filler. I'll show you that in a little bit. And I think this green turns yellow when it dries, so we'll dab a little bit on, and that way we can go ahead and throw some paint on it and won't have to fool with this again. So actually I could go over it with the paint now. I mean, probably wouldn't hurt anything. It's just gonna have to be sanded back down when we get ready to paint. But I like to put my body filler over top of my fiberglass. I know a lot of people's gonna, have the opposite. No, you don't do that, but it's worked for me. It works for guys I know in the body work. So I think that's the old school way of doing it. But y'all do however you want to do. Like I say, no professional, but this is what works for me. If it works for y'all, do it. But like I say, I'm using cheap paint too. I mean, single stage from Eastwood. It's not that $500 gallon stuff. So it's, again, like if I was using more expensive stuff, I'd probably do a little bit more, trial and error on something and leave it. I have doors. We could like test it. We could lay it out here, let it weather, and just actually see what works and what don't. But the black trucks out here prior to the shed, and pretty well every day in sun, right? Had rain, sun, we've had snow. So it's went through the elements and it's good. Other than where I had moisture from the rain, I know that, and that's on the driver's side 100%. Passenger side, however, looks good. I mean, but when we scuff it up, we're gonna go ahead and scuff it up, paint the whole thing again. So I just make sure the paint matches. We don't want any kind of double coating colors and diebacks and stuff. So anyway, here we go. I'm gonna get back to sanding, and life's gonna go on for y'all, and y'all need to get a little bit of this body work. It's fun.
What's going on, everybody? We are back, day 2 here, and we're gonna see about getting this windshield put right back in to its hole.
Yeah, we got all this done yesterday. I showed you guys what we done with excuse me, the fiberglass work. Everything turned out pretty nice. Where we had to do the metal work, we blended that back in with some fiberglass. We used a self-etching primer first and went around the whole seam inside and out. Then we went with a rust inhibitor gloss black. I think it was just a Rust-Oleum brand or something. We got it from like Advanced Auto Parts. It's a rattle can, so it'll serve its purpose because we done the antenna that way and some other stuff. I was gonna shoot it with the paint for the K10, but we just ordered it today, and it'll make probably more of a mess than anything if we was to try to shoot it with that gun. So we got it cleaned, wire brushed it. I mean, it's so clean you could eat off of it right now, so that's what we want. Plus the gloss to kind of give it a little bit more of a moisture barrier. I would watch, like I said, I watched Brothers Trucks.com. I think it is. It's Holly. A guy on there is named David. Y'all can check him out on YouTube. He gives like step-by-step instructions on doing this. And anything for the 60 to 60, I think it's 60. Well, he's got all of them. Mm-hmm. So if you need anything on there, I mean, that's a good tool, good source to go check out. But he made the gasket after going back last night. We put it in the spare bedroom on the carpet where we wouldn't take a chance of breaking it. And we took our time and worked the gasket on. And that's a solid gasket. It's the seams put together. And like I say, that came from AMD. And so did all the glass. So we stayed with the same distributor. And I'm gonna tell you right now, that was probably the worst part of anything so far that I've done is putting that seal on, or gasket on that window.
It's so tight.
It is tight, but putting the glass down in that little crevice and not using any kind of lube or, any water, or He said to do it dry, and I tried to go by what he said, and my God, I think we spent what, like 2 hours
Yeah,
putting that
probably.
gasket on. So just a word of advice, anybody that's doing it, so far, that's probably, I mean, it supersedes anything I've ever done as far as putting a gasket on or whatever. The back glass was a piece of cake. I seen dudes talk about the back glass was a pain, but no, that's nothing. That right there was, I mean, like the hand strength it takes. My fingers and hands were fatigued, but and maybe a sissy, I don't know. But anyway, we got it done. That's the main thing because that's what we set out to do. And we put the rope in this morning. We had it soaking yesterday. He recommended like clothesline rope and 1/4 inch. So I went, of course, to Dollar General and picked up some cheap crap. And the only problem with that, it soaked overnight and it's cotton. So I think we should have went with the nylon. Just for the simple fact, this little tool that I use for the back glass has kind of got some little edges on it. And it was trying to pull the rope back out as I stuck it in. So I don't know how this is going to go with that, but we're going to try to get it set in here and do what he recommended doing. You want to get it in, worked in as far as you can before you start even touching the rope anyway. And from his video, it was what, like 99, probably 99% in. I mean, it was just like, he's pulling the rope, but it was basically already in. But he recommended getting the sides lined up because if not, you'll have wind noise and maybe water leakage. We're doing a dry gasket. I know there's a lot of people that's doing bedding compound. I'm doing what he said do, so you got to pick somebody and go with it. I mean, this truck's not going to be, eventually it's not going to be out in the weather anyway. They're going to get it in here with the K10 and it'll be inside. So other than getting hit with maybe a random shower or something, we're not going to really be in the water with it anyway. So if it leaks for a wash job, whatever, I don't want it getting in the windshield and soaking up in that laminate because that's what causes that D-lam look, that kind of a bluish,
kind of like
cloudy,
a fog. You might see it.
Foggy look.
Yeah.
That's from water sitting down in this gasket and it seeps through that laminate on that glass, which is the centerpiece of the two glasses is sandwiched if you look at one of them. But anyway, we're gonna go grab this thing. We got some beach towels, pool towels set up just to kind of give it something to sit on, which it's got the rubber gasket on the bottom, so it should be fine. And then we're gonna kind of work it in and see how this goes. So y'all stay with us. This is first time for us, so we're gonna show you what we know, and hopefully everything works out. Let's go ahead and lower these windows in case we need to reach in, and we can kind of be right here like this.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put this tool in my back pocket. We got our sprayway glass cleaner, which is recommended by the channel, Sprayway, world's best glass cleaner. So he said to lube everything up real good. We're gonna go ahead and just give it a quick shoot. Yeah, right to the face.
Yeah, buddy, to win.
And it's probably gonna dry just as soon as it hits it, but it's okay. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and grab the glass, and then we'll take this and trying to get it somewhere in case we bump something on. We'll stick it there. I don't want to take a chance of it falling off and hitting. We'll spray that gasket down when we get it up here. He recommended putting the, let's see, you're gonna be on the passenger side, so we'll just keep our hands pressed up against that gasket where it don't come out. He recommended taking the rope and sticking it in, crossing it on the top, and I think you got to go crossing it, and then we took a piece of We'll just set it right here for a second. You need to come your way some? I think it's on your gasket.
Yeah.
You just set it right there and we'll spray it down.
All right.
Yeah, he recommended using painter's tape, just 6 or 7 inches of rope, which is what we done. And I'm gonna go ahead and tell y'all, he recommended painter's tape to hold the seal in. If you start working this dude in, it's gonna be a pain. I mean, it is a major pain. And it wants to pop out as you're working it. And I guess the film that come on the glass, we didn't clean the glass before we started doing this. The painter's tape did not stick at all. So
yep.
We went with packaging tape, which he did on his video. And it actually stuck, but it left, a film. So I'm not really worried about that. Once we get it in, we can clean the glass anyway. And that's like what he said, but looking across it, I mean, there's random spots where the seal's kind of bubbled a little, where I need to kind of work it out. And that'll all wash out in the end anyway when we hit it with this glass cleaner. I just tried not to do any glass cleaner because he said, just do it that way. So that's what we did. But we're gonna squirt it real good, like he recommended.
They said the front's got to go in first too.
Yeah. I don't really know how to get that without flipping it over. So no, I ain't doing that.
It's gonna fall off.
I guess we can just take it and gently kind of just tilt it back. Let me shoot it real quick. I bought this brand new can just for this, so
yeah, buddy.
If we use it, I don't care. Whatever works. Go ahead and hit that. Yeah, you do have to go in with the top first, y'all. Because of that roof design the way it is, it's going to be impossible to get it at the bottom. So just make sure you got a good hand placement. And we'll take and you want to get a different grip.
Yep.
Now we'll go ahead and set it up. Kind of
tilt down a little bit.
I see now. I think you line from what he said here first. On the because you got your rope in there, so you kind of want to line that up and then go in. Gotta go your way.
There it is right there. Perfect. Well, it was.
Well, I think that's what we do first because we got to work it in.
Okay.
You want to get your towel out of the way?
Yeah.
All right. Your side right here? Just, you want to switch places?
Sure.
I got this till you come around.
Oh, you already got yours in?
Yeah, just hold this. Just be careful on that corner because it's more delicate on the curve. So he said to work it in. Hold what you got out there.
Okay.
Go hold that before I start doing any kind of pressing.
Okay.
So we're gonna do basically as much as we can without pulling that rope. They had a tool that was metal and had a hook on it and all that good stuff. And we're not using that because I don't trust it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So I was just looking at what we have. I just don't know how we could have got that in no better.
Unless it has to go like this, up, and then
Maybe that's what we did.
get the sides right. Maybe that's.
Reach in, grab it right here. Just kind of scoot it back a little, like that. I got this if you want to grab that glass cleaner behind you. On the, just squirt you some around that top as far as you can reach. You're not in the groove though. That'll work.
I made a mess.
All right, so let's try that.
Okay.
Just grab it here and one on the bottom. Let's see if we can dip it in. I mean, I know I've seen them do that, but I don't know how far. Look at your top seal.
Yeah. Right. Well, I had it. Come back out. There. I got mine. Well, I did. It keeps popping loose. This is fun.
Well,
we give the glass guys credit, okay? They do pretty good.
I know he said to keep working as you do this.
Kind of feel like a dog. I just don't know what to do.
Hang on, what you got? Oh, you're not even on. I thought you were on over here. Hold on now. You gotta line it up on that. Let's swap places. Keep it right there if you can. Yeah, I don't see how this is gonna go in. So what you got? Is it still in like it's supposed to be there?
Yeah.
I'll be glad to get past all the glass installs.
Yeah.
Do something fun. This ain't fun.
Right.
Well, the inside should be clean.
Yeah.
You get through spraying it down with glass cleaner. Kind of push right there just a little bit. All right. It popping over the lip.
Yeah. There it is. Keep going.
See that spray?
You got it?
Give me that spray.
You missed a couple spots on this other section right here.
Yeah,
I just put my hands in something dirty. Yeah, right up in there. All right, that's from here. This way's good. That's good. Right there. All right, you got that? That's good.
Is it right here?
They're right here. There you go. I'm on hot. There you go.
Oh, it needs to be sprayed. Sprayed in there.
Okay.
This thing got dry. All right.
There you go. A little bit right here. There you go. That's it. A little gap right there.
Still got a long way to go. This ain't even touching.
The middle.
This bottom part.
That's how mine is. Hey guys, check out our new glass. Look at that thing.
Yeah. Don't really help to clean it in the sun, but you know.
That thing looks good, buddy.
Yes. It turned out nice.
It looks even better on camera.
So, we learned a little something, y'all, that brothers didn't disclose. But you got to get the glass in as far as you can. He didn't say anything about the gasket sitting too far up on the glass. So we got to a point where we had to actually, which I seen them on the video, they were manipulating the gasket a little bit, pushing it down. He called it, I think, twisting it or something. But anyway, what he was doing was taking the thing, and of course we worked it out here. I didn't have the tool he had, so I done it with this, which is what we put the back glass in. This is just a trim tool, dismantle tool. You can pick them up anywhere. And I tried to work it around the top as much as I could on the outside, but this is a paint can opener. So it's got the little hook on the end, which is what he was using. It looks like a screwdriver with a 90 on the end. So you could actually get under here and work it real good. Just keep it good and lubed up. And you just want to slide it out and keep just tapping the glass in. And eventually, I mean, it took us probably, what, an hour or two? Which is about what he said. So it seemed like it worked pretty well. We just kept working it on the inside and outside. But when we pulled the rope out, we was actually, the inside gasket was actually already in the truck, which is what he said on the video. But we had daylight, almost like the windshield was too small on the top and the bottom, which was because we wasn't all the way in on the sides here. This thing still had to shift. So what we done is pushed the gasket down a little bit off of the windshield and kind of tapped it. And once we done that, it grabbed the whole, I think what was happening as we was trying to do it, it was just rolling on this pinch wheel. So once we pushed it off the glass a little bit around it, the glass actually came out here, and I had to put it back in. But when we was working it, it was grabbing that pinch wheel on both sides of this gasket. At that point, we was tapping the glass, and it was actually going in like it's supposed to, instead of rolling. You know, it rolled this in, and then the other side you had to get back on, and it's just, you know, you had to finagle it. But we really, I mean, it wasn't that bad of a job, and it can't go anywhere as far as falling out like the back glass did. The only thing I was concerned with is just bumping that thing. I don't like smacking on glass, but if you watch the video for them, I mean, they were jarring the whole truck, and dude had some
big hands.
What's some tomahawk steaks?
Yeah.
It looked like he's smacking it with a tomahawk. Tomahawk, wow. I mean,
dang, dude.
I don't think I ain't got it like that. I ain't doing that, you know. But I know them guys are paid. You know, they're on TV or whatever, YouTube. So they probably most likely don't really care if they break it anyway. But I was a little nervous. I'm not gonna lie. But you know, I told y'all in another video we was gonna call somebody in to do it. And the more I got to thinking, I was like, you know, education, it costs. That's what I keep saying. So either I'm paying somebody to do it, or I'm gonna do it myself, and I'd have been out 150 bucks. They'd come out and do it at the house, but at the end of the day, when you just look and you say, I did that, it makes you feel better. But me and the dude behind the camera, we done it.
That's right.
So I think it turned out really, really nice. I'm like, I don't even know how to act right now, because
it looks super
for so
good.
long we looked through that cloud of cracks and fog, and I don't even know. So you can actually see now. At night was absolutely horrible in that other windshield. The glare, it was just killer. But I'm probably going to get them to tint this thing. I think it looked pretty good, don't you?
Oh yeah.
Just to knock down some of the glare at night, because I mean the headlights. I don't know how this one's going to be, but the headlights was really, really glared. I mean, which we always, all of our other vehicles, we got front tint on the windshield. It's like a 30%, but not anything crazy, but it helps a lot when you're at nighttime driving. But definitely gonna smack out the back glass, because the guy with the that big black truck over there, he loves to blind you at nighttime. Why you do that, man?
I can't help that, brother.
They roll up on you, man, and you got like 4 headlights.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
In the front of that thing. But it's only 2, you know. But them LEDs, and you're setting up higher. We sitting down on the ground. It sucks. Get a stop sign. But anyway, got that done. So that was the biggie. That was the one I've been really, really, really doing a lot of praying. We thank the Lord. Had to say a little prayer before we started. We thank the Lord for not letting us screw that up, and Him watching over the stupid people of the earth. If we were perfect, we wouldn't be here. So I'm not dumb by no means, but at the same time, I'm, you know, kind of not real sure about stuff sometimes. That's some of that tape residue. But anyway, we thank the Lord for everything that we've done right, and we thank you for what we've done wrong, because
even the heartache, like us busting the glass. Look, we got to learn and we got to do, and
yeah, hey, He's teaching you patience.
That's right.
Endurance and wisdom, because you know, don't do it again. Just like when we were kids, y'all. How many times did y'all get smacked? I got smacked a bunch. I was told no, still reached into the fire and got popped, but it's okay. Made me a better person, and the guy behind the camera. So now, the next thing, not today, because I need to relax now and get something to eat. We're gonna do the side glass. We're gonna take one of these doors, and I got all the felt. Matter of fact, came in. LMC had a box of goodies coming today, but we got all these new glass trim and the felt. Man, all this stuff, the inside felts. There's a lot of work that's gonna have to be done because this one's rusted, like not the door, but the actual part that holds the window track. This thing going down the road, I mean, the window's like just flopping, and it's scratched up and chipped and whatnot. But we got brand new glass A and D inside. The only glass we didn't buy was this, but I've got 3 more doors, so we got 3 of these to choose from, 3 of the other side. So if the glass doesn't look great, and I'm not even sure how that's held in there, I don't think that glass is supposed to come out, but I can't remember. Seemed like in yours it had to be. I don't know. We'll get to that. Puddle of milk and dry it up when we get to it.
Sure.
We got to take our steps in small stride. We got accomplishment. We got a goal here. We got to take care of that because right now, as y'all can see,
it ain't no weather doing out there.
We got rain coming in here, and because the seal's not on the door right now, we got rain coming in here. So probably what I'm going to do to fix one problem, easy, quick, I'm going to take these doors and I'm going to get the rest of this crap off, old junk, and we're going to hit this with a wire wheel, clean it up really nice all the way around, and get those seals put in.
Saw seals, right?
Yep. So we're going to see how those work, and
if those work, we need to get a set for the square body.
Yeah, we're going to get some for yours.
Those things are horrendous.
We got a tiny little hole here I got to fix. So right now it's kind of misleading. The patina job, of course, this is just sanding down. It's not actually been patinaed, sitting out in the weather like a lot of people do. But I fixed a hole here before. I welded it up. There's a big hole here. The gas cap or the gas tank, I welded that in with I tried to order one online. I couldn't ever get my hands on one, so I made one. So it's not 100% shaped the right way, but I just put it on there for the time being because we didn't have no way of keeping water out. But it works, serves its purpose. But I got to get some dolly hammers and dollies, in other words, do some little body work. When we get this glass out, I'm going to try to work this out a little bit from the inside because I think I can get to it pretty easy there. This one, thank the Lord, didn't have no dent. So, and then our body line is not lined up all the way because we got bolts that was in there, but they're not holding anything. They're not tight. So once we get that
right there
adjusted, we'll be good. But we got a spot here. We're going to have to weld a new piece on. I put new cab corners on this side. I should have done it on the other side while the bed was out of the way just to make it easy, but it's more so, it's on the very bottom. You can see it from here. On the very, very bottom. I think I can get to it pretty easy and not have to cut very much out. I don't want to cut the least amount to cut, the better. So just need to get all these holes patched up. There's a couple, not here, on the other side, there's a couple like right up in here, and that was from that stupid drip rail. That's another thing we're gonna have to get, because if I don't do something with this, some guy just decided to run a bead of caulk down it, which, I mean, I guess it worked, but it's kind of too late at that point. I think right here we actually got, maybe it's on the other side. That thing actually was starting to rust. The skin on the top was rusting and it was broke, but we're gonna try to keep it out of the weather. My bad. Keep it out of the weather until we get all that fixed. But hey, we're doing it one step at a time. But that right there is dry. I don't know if it's gonna leak. Hopefully it won't. I figured I was gonna let this thing set out in the sun. I mean, it's not super hot today, but it's right in direct sunlight, and may just go around it, just give it one more good jar, just a little bit, to make sure everything's seated like it's supposed to be. I pushed out on the glass a while ago and the truck rocked, so it's not going anywhere, I don't believe. And honestly, I think going down the road jarring when the wind hitting it, I think that's probably going to be its best suited to get it where it needs to be. But I'm happy with it.
They look so good compared to what we had. Oh my God.
We got brand new windshield wipers today. They came in LMC, new arms, wiper arms. Of course, that's stainless, and that's kind of going, I guess, not with the look that I was wanting to go with, because
yeah, ain't nothing wrong with that.
We were wanting to do the black top with the silver bottom, and for right now, we're going to just slap them on so we'll have something that works, and they'll look new. So I could paint them. I got the new mirrors too that we're going to mount back further this way. We're going to have to plug up these holes. But here with this dent, we still got to get out. I'm going to just weld something here, try to pull it out while I'm hammering on a little bit. And probably going to let that ride. Get the glass. My main concern right now is getting the glass fixed, getting the water out so that we can ride down the road. And if it rains, we don't have to worry about getting soaked. But this dude,
no more rag right there, dude.
That was here, man, during the cold, it was like an air conditioner blowing right on you between your legs and in your face. And this was one here. We left the rust inside on the dash. I could have fixed it, but it kind of goes with the theme. Even doing the paint, I like that inside.
It is really cool.
And it's kind of going to be, you know, y'all put your own twist on it, but we get the outside looking good. You open up the inside and you're like, man, that looks pretty good. So we still got a little bit to do, but I'm not going to change a whole lot in there. We're just going to put some trim pieces in where the radio went, tint the windows, and get them where we got new locks too, where we can actually lock this dude up. So right now we don't have any locks, but I bought a locks kit for both sides. And being I was going to go with black handles, these are kind of jacked anyway. So we'll just probably just take these and sand them down real good. Put some self-etching on them and then shoot them with some paint. And the mirrors are going to be black, like I say, and the grill's going to be black. And then when we smack the windows out, that's going to kind of tie all this black in together.
It's going to look pretty good.
And I think it's going to look pretty sharp. But we are good to go, y'all. And we appreciate y'all following our adventures and journeys.
Yep. We need you guys to hit the subscribe button because this guy needs a steering column.
Yeah.
We can get these subscribers up.
Hey, y'all check
you guys
this.
Watching.
Hey, fact, give him a look. This is the new problem.
This dude needs a steering column bad.
You know, old stuff has a little bit of problem, but
that's not good while you're going down the road.
What the hell is even that?
Road, cuz.
You know, an eighth, I think is what everybody says. That's more than an eighth. But we have this god-awful squeak. And I mean, when I say it's god-awful,
it's like a twerp.
I took everything out of that. I took the steering wheel off and the old column shifter. I just gutted everything in there. But those things have got a bushing that sits in there. It's plastic. And that bushing, I think, is where our noise is coming from. I PB blasted, and man, it made it 100 times worse. So it will drive you nuts going down the road. Even though it's loud, you can still hear it. And
it's bad.
We cannot go up the highway with that. So all the play with the, you know, the old timey little strap-on deal that signals. I mean, I did buy that for it, but we do have a little bit of money tied up in it that we would be wasting. But I think we're just going to go Speedway motors. I got the universal column. I got to measure it, and because I mean everything else is brand new under there.
May as well.
I wired it. It come with a wiring harness kit that actually went with the steering column that plugs it in. But I had to splice into that and kind of got it spliced up right now, just so we can make it work for what we have. But we're gonna unsplice everything, go back with the original hookup that Speedway sent, because if y'all remember, that's where we got the wiring harness. So we're gonna go with the steering column from them, and that way everything kind of ties in together. I like kind of doing that when I'm doing stuff like that, but the only downfall, I think we're going to have a different spline count, and with the new Chevy steering wheel that this guy was so gracious to buy, gift me, I appreciate it.
Oh yeah.
I think we're going to have a different adapter, so
Yep.
That's not really a big deal.
Yeah, I ain't worried
It's
about
got a different spline count or something, I don't know, but anyway,
it gets annoying when you go about a couple hours down the road and it's like,
yeah.
I mean, it, you know.
So anyway, that's done. But today we ordered the new paint coming for the K10, where we got to touch up some stuff. We're going with a different shoot this time. We're going to go 2K urethane primer over top of what we got. Eastwood, talked to them. That's supposed to work. And it'll cover those spots where I got to touch up a little bit. Have a little bit of, maybe a tiny little bit of body work to do. When we done that, that passenger's door was kind of borderline, in my opinion, needing a new skin at the bottom, and I didn't cut any of that out. I just kind of knocked it off, and it's actually held up. I mean, like, it surprised me. We put the fiberglass to it, but there is a couple spots where I just kind of hollowed it out and cleaned it up, but we didn't, I don't think the epoxy primer got on it like it needed to be, and I think it's coming back through because it was kind of ate up pretty bad inside that door.
Yeah,
I mean,
it was.
honestly, it looks good. I mean, you guys wouldn't know unless I pointed it out, but
it needed to be replaced.
Yeah, I mean, we pretty much just
we saved it.
We threw a rust grenade inhibitor inside of it and just hope for the best.
Yeah.
But we're probably gonna end up getting a new door at some point because I mean, you know, even treating it and everything, unless you just cut it completely out, it's gonna come back. I mean, you're gonna fight it forever. But anyway, that's gonna be here, and I don't know what all we're probably gonna wait the next month to do that. So we'll shoot y'all a video on that one. Right now we're trying to wait for the pollen to settle down, these dadgum bugs, and plus we need to get something kind of closed in. But
yeah.
Anyway, we appreciate it. Y'all subscribe, hit the like button, please, to get this guy some.
That's right.
Some more.
We got merchandise.
That's right.
That'll be link in the bio too. You can just drop down, click it, go snag you up something.
Hats,
T-shirt,
shirts.
hats. Hey, we got banners now. So I mean, stickers. Y'all seen? Matter of fact, it's hanging on the back glass right there. Go snag you one up. I mean, hey, support the guys.
That's right.
We sure appreciate it.
Keep supporting this young man right here.
Y'all support helps stuff like this continue to happen. And we need that because it's these things are expensive. Like, you know. But we appreciate it, guys. Thank you guys for watching. We'll see y'all on the next one.
Later, y'all.